In this video, we're going to talk about the 5 most common slab leak causes and things that you can do to avoid them, and we're going to do it right now. I'm Roger Wakefield, Lead AP, the expert plumber. I've been plumbing over 38 years, and I have every master endorsement in the state of Texas. On this channel, I'm teaching you everything you need to know about plumbing. If you haven't been here before, please subscribe so you don't miss anything. So we're going to talk about the 5 most common slab leak causes, and some of these things, there are issues that you can do to help avoid them. Now, some of them you can't. Some of the problems, believe it or not, may be because of the plumber. Now, I hate to tell it to you that way, but that's probably true, but that's something you can have nothing to do with, unless you're out there watching the plumber install everything to make sure he's doing everything right. Another thing under poor construction would be the pipe used. Now, we've pretty much gotten away in new construction from copper tubing, but we've started using PEX or different things like that. Now, PEX is cross-linked polyethylene. Copper tubing was great for a long time. It was easy to get, easy to make, and easy to install. The problem with it, if the plumber didn't do it right, and when he rolled out copper, if there were pebbles or rocks and he just went right over them, that literally puts a dimple inside the copper line. The water rushing over it for years can wear that out and cause a slab leak. Slab leak causes are a problem, and this is just one big one, because copper tubing is where we find a lot of leaks. Another thing, the second big deal is water quality. So the water quality here, we have a lot of chlorine in our water sometimes. The good thing about it is it keeps out mold, mildew, and bacteria. The bad thing about it is the chlorine is in our water, chlorine and chloramine, to eat impurities up. The thing is, those impurities are also in the copper. Say you've got a little piece of sand or something like that in the wall of the copper tubing, and over the time that chlorine eats it up. Now here's the problem. Now once it eats it up, now it leaves a divot there, and that water just keeps hammering on that and can create a little pinhole. That is the biggest slab leak that we normally find, is a pinhole in a water line. The other thing that we run into is hard water. Now, hard water is not necessarily bad. Hard water is acidic, non-alkaline. So the acidic water actually can help eat the inside of the copper out also. There's water softeners and there's anti-scalers. Now, we've got a video about an anti-scaler. If you use an anti-scale system or a water softening system, please leave me a comment down below and let me know which one you use and which one you like. If you use a water softener, do you think you've got a silky, smooth feeling, or do you think you have a slimy feeling? People that normally don't like softeners call it a slimy feeling. People that love them call it a silky feeling. Either way, that's something you get. But these are things that can also lead to slab leak problems. Okay, concrete and pebbles. Remember, I went and mentioned the bad thing about plumbers in the installation a while ago. Now here's the deal. Concrete can be an issue because concrete actually eats the copper. So that's why you see the little red and blue sleeving where it comes up through the slab. Another thing is, like I told you, remember, when the plumber's laying out, that soft copper comes in a big roll. And the easiest way to unroll it is to have it down on the ground, unroll it out while you walk along it to kind of bed it down in the ground. Nothing wrong with that, except that if there's a rock or a pebble or anything like that, like I stated earlier, that's going to be a problem. What a good plumber will do is come in and put down like a bed of sand or something to lay the copper out on. Now with PEX tubing, we don't have that big a problem because if you lay PEX on a rock or something, it's not really going to dent it and leave that dimple in there for the water to run on or run up against. Again, like I said, concrete and pebbles can be a problem. Where the concrete can be a problem, where the water goes through it, where the water line goes through it, if it's not sleeved properly, it can actually cause the concrete to eat on the copper. Now, the thing you got to remember too is even if the plumber sleeved it right, hot water is going to cause that copper to expand. When it gets cold, it's going to contract. And when it does this over the course of time, after being jammed up inside concrete, it's going to eventually wear little bitty holes in that and eventually get to the copper, and that can cause problems. So another one is the age of the home. That is another big problem, and here's why. We've got homes here in Dallas that are 100 years old. So whenever we built those homes back then, we put in galvanized water piping. I literally have found still galvanized water piping buried underground. That galvanized water pipe started rusting the day it was put in. The copper pipe is about the same way. Copper pipe, it's not rusting, but over that period of time, any little kink, nick, anything at all in it is going to wear and tear. And remember I told you about expansion and contraction. If it's up against a rock and it's buried in a tight spot and it keeps pushing up against that rock, it's going to create problems over time, and that's going to lead to another thing. Now, like I said, these newer pipes have PEX, and we haven't run into that many problems with them underground, but every now and then you'll have a plumber that may have walked on it funny, and it may have caused it to split. It may not have split completely at the time, but over time, that split can grow and turn into a crack, and we've run into those also. So another thing that leads to slab leak problems is your foundation. And this is like the chicken or the egg. Did the foundation start shifting and cause the plumbing problem, or was there a plumbing leak either in your sewer line or water line that leaked and caused the foundation to shift? Guys, either way, it's not a good thing. And we have this communication with insurance companies quite often. Did this leak cause the problem? Well, we can't tell you if the leak caused the problem or if the problem caused the leak. Either way, we're going to be honest with you and tell you that. But the thing is, too, when the insurance company comes to us and says, how do you know that didn't cause this? I can ask them, how do you know it did? Because they want me to prove that it didn't, yet they can't prove that it did. So it's a pretty good argument to know both sides for. So if you've had this problem before, please, like I said, leave us a comment down below. Let us know what you think. And if you've had it, or if you haven't had it, or if you know somebody that has. Either way, let me know what you think about the video. Give us a thumbs up, or if you didn't like it, give us a thumbs down, but let us know why. We'll see you in the next video if you don't get flushed.